gonna be talking basketball.
Dishes it to Barkley, who somehow finds daylight. Allen for the win! Yes!
You are now listening to the 302 Birds Sixers Postgame Show with Dennis and KJ McCoy. Proudly powered by TickPick. Let's take it to the show.
So I'm filling in for Dennis tonight, but before KJ gets started for you guys, I just want to take a second to thank and congratulate KJ McCoy and Dennis on a great, successful season doing the Sixers Postgame Show. They did great. They had great energy throughout the season and did their best with what I would call a very bad product.
Oh, yeah. It was very tough, and, I mean, to keep it positive, we tried our best, and we appreciate that, Dalt, for sure. We definitely do, and we're honored to be part of this and try and bring some light to this very dark subject of a organization in general. So, yeah, I mean, we got a little bit to talk about before Dalt's got his show, so stay tuned for that. I appreciate your input. Will be just momentarily, but we got to talk about the Sixers. And Dennis, unfortunately, will not be on our last show. He had a little bit of an emergency that kind of popped up, but he gives his best. He gives his best wishes as well. And he's a little upset that he's not going to be on, but he's looking forward to next season for sure. As much of us are, we really are. But we got to talk about this. I mean, oh God, I mean. The season's finally over. I'm actually glad it's over because this has been a dumpster fire. It was funny because I saw a post on Instagram that said, from the Sixers, it said, "Thank you, fans." And that really hit me, but not in in a really oh my gosh, emotional way, more like a really pissed off way. I'll tell you that. Just more like, that was pretty much them saying F you to the fans, not saying thank you, but pretty much saying F you to the Sixers fans in general, and for really just not caring. Really just like this organization not caring about the fans. I mean, here's the thing. It's just, we've talked about it, how we felt like this organization, especially our GM, really just didn't care about the fans in general. We also know that our owner doesn't care about the fans either. So it's just really tough to be a fan of this organization. It's tough to be a fan of the Sixers in general. And some people are like, okay, well, you made the playoffs 7 years in a row. But I mean, the way we lost in the playoffs, and now since we're out, it's even worse, because you would have thought maybe this team would maybe have a finals appearance. You told me before the whole process thing happened, oh, this team will make the playoff. This team will be an Eastern Conference Finals team. We can't even say that. We can't even say they made it to the finals, because the whole process thing just died. The whole process thing is dead. And it was a failure. It really was. If you think about it, it was a total failure. And it sucks because I know so many great basketball fans like myself who really tried to believe in this. They tried to really think about this as a future gem. And this future gem that we really thought that was real was fake. That's what it was. So it was fake. It was a fake product and just a fake attitude that pretty much was just a slap in the face to just Philadelphia sports fans. And that's what the Sixers really represented these, I guess you could say, these last 7 years, pretty much. They really have.
They process. That's what I was saying to my waiter today. We had an awesome waiter named Rich at Ted's Montana Grill in Newark. My dad, like I said, I went out, I had some bison for lunch, and we were talking about what sports teams we root for, and he's like, oh, I'm an all Boston fan. And he's like, oh, what basketball team do you root for? I'm like, funny you ask. And I told him the story about how I used to root for the Celtics. And he's like, oh, I bet you wish you didn't switch up now. And I'm like, yeah, part of me wishes that, but part of me's happy to just be like a loyal fan. You know what I mean? 4 for 4. But at the same time, there is that back of my head where it's like, what have the Sixers fandom really done for me? It's such a bad product year in, year out. I know you're going to talk about it on the show, but before I go, I just wanted to say thank you to you and Dennis for literally keeping the most positive attitude you can about this team. So props to you guys. I want to thank both you guys for doing a great job with this show throughout the season, being well-spoken, upbeat, happy, and as entertaining as you can be with this circus, as Fratty's calling it, in comments of an organization. And hopefully it'll go up from here, because there has been one guy, I'll let you get into it. Have a great show. But Bona's been one of the bright spots, right? I mean, this year.
Yeah, he definitely has. I think for sure. And thank you, Dol, for those kind words. We appreciate it. And it's been nothing but an honor for sure. So I'm glad to be doing this, even though, as we said before, the product that we're talking about is total. I mean, I kind of explained how it's a failure and everything like that. But there he goes. This Dol just kind of just, I'm trying to think of the word, just vanished. He vanished like a legend of the night. There he is, Dol Holland. So, yeah. Adem Bona, man. He had 16 points, and I actually liked his energy a lot. I really like his energy. I mean, this team, with the state of mind they're in right now, and for him to stay positive and have a smile on his face and still be slamming and jamming on people. I mean, that's the one thing that Adem Bona does really well. He's a great finisher. He can slam. I mean, he's got a great dunking ability. And that's what honestly keeps me watching. He's one of the reasons I keep on watching, because I've always been a really big fan of just dunkers in general. I loved watching Iguodala. I mean, KJ McDaniels was a great dunker as well. So, I mean, like, I've always kind of been that guy that's always like pinpoints a lot of the dunkers that we've had over the years. So even Mac McClung as well. But yeah, my Suns are the same. Oh, wait, here. 1 second. My Suns are in the same boat. Terrible year. Coaching. There wasn't any. Huh. Yeah. Oh, yeah, man. Yep. That's what's happened with us. And it's awful, man. It's awful. And I mean, the Suns, just like the Sixers, they had some great high expectations for sure. I mean, you guys have the talent. We thought we had the talent. But both teams just kind of fell and broke, and that's how it really is. But Adem Bona, 16 points, 9 rebounds. And I didn't even tell you guys the score to begin with. The Sixers lost in their season finale at home, which makes them 24-58. They lost to the Bulls, 122-102. This has been the most depressing season as a Sixers fan for me. It definitely has. And you're probably wondering, wow, like, why isn't it the 2014 season? Because I kind of knew that, like, we were going to suck that year, that, like, that losing streak was, like, going to happen. And I was, like, expected with that. This one, I didn't expect us to have 24 wins. That wasn't an expectation at all. But everything just fell apart. Everything that could go wrong actually went wrong. So, I mean, injuries upon injuries. Embiid out for the year. PG out for the year. Tyrese Maxey out for the year. Even before all those, Jared McCain out for the year. Kelly Oubre out for the year as well. I mean, usually you get at least one player out for the year. If it happens. If an injury happens, that's what usually happens. But no, that's not what happened. We had multiple players. And it's just horrible luck with this team. And the way the organization kind of reacts to it is pathetic. It's pathetic. So we're going to try and finish this up just a little bit. I know, because we are kind of tight on time, because Dolt's got his appreciate your input show in just a little bit. But yeah, we'll go back to coaching because we just talked about it just a second ago. And we just had Calvin kind of bring it up about his coach with the Suns and our coach with Nick Nurse. Do I think he's going to be gone? No. Here's the reason why. Because, as Dalt just said in the comments section, this is a bum franchise, and they're going to do bum things by keeping a lot of the pieces they have right now. And that shows that this team does not want to win. This team does not actually have a great respect for the fans. When they put that post recently saying, "Thank you, fans," no, that's not real. That's fake. As I just said before, it is fake. They are lying. They are putting their fingers behind their backs. That's what they're doing. They're crossing their fingers. Okay, so that's what they're doing. Just know that none of that stuff is true. They don't care about us. I mean, that's why they just keep on taking our money, and they'd be like, all right, let's get the seats filled and everything like that. Let's go have a great time at the Sixers game. When it really, if you're a real fan though, and you pay attention to the game, it's like honestly stabbing your eyeballs out. That's what it's like. And with Nick Nurse, I mean, he got ejected a couple of games ago, and he just honestly just left. He didn't fight with them, the refs or anything like that. And that's honestly, that kind of really kind of sums up the season. And also as fans, like, you know what? I just give up. I give up. And that's where Nick Nurse is at right now, and I don't blame him. I think a lot of it was really due to a lot of the players and what was kind of going on and everything like that. But then also I do feel like, though, he is the leader. He is the coach of this team. He's the guy who goes out before every game and talks to this team, tries to regroup them. So I think he is a little bit to blame for sure. You got to put some kind of blame on him. And I think the one thing, and we were talking about this, Sharp was just talking about this too, about on the Phillies postgame show, how the Phillies didn't make enough moves in the offseason, how the Phillies didn't really make like a regroup. The Sixers here's the difference. The Sixers made a regroup, but they didn't make the right regroup. And they also made the regroup that they didn't make the right moves. They made moves that really showed that, you know what, though, like we're going to be a dumpster fire. And you know what? We're going to get our fans' hopes up, and we're going to make them believe until they bleed. And that's what we've been doing. We're just bleeding right now. We are bleeding as fans, and and it sucks. It just really sucks. And I mean, like, I could just go on and on, but unfortunately, I don't have the energy for it. I got to be honest, because it's just so depressing. But I will tell you this, what's not depressing is a guy who's going to be still on our team, most likely. He's under contract. Lonnie Walker from Reading, Pennsylvania, hometown kid. I guess you could say Reading's about an hour and a half away. So something like that. Dalt knows because Alyssa is from the Reading area, so he would know the distance. I haven't been there enough to really know the distance. But yes, Lonnie Walker tonight had 31 points. He was 11 for 23. He was 8 for 15 for three-pointers. That's a great night from three-point range. That's a great night. So obviously with the whole mess that's going on and him pretty much coming into a dumpster fire, I mean, he was playing in Europe, and he got the call from the Sixers to come over here, come back to the U.S. and play basketball. I mean, he wasn't going to say no. He got a great contract, and hopefully he can keep it up, and he can be a great bench player for next season. And speaking about next season, it's a huge offseason. I think it's the biggest offseason. I honestly think, and this is crazy, biggest offseason in 76ers history, ever in franchise history. This is the biggest offseason because you have to make moves. If you don't make moves, you do not care about your fans. As I said before, that thank you letter, that thank you post means nothing then. If you don't make moves, that means that you are lying to the franchise. You are lying to the fans. And that's what it is. Like, that is honestly what it is. And it's just, it's so frustrating, dude. It really is, because it's been the blame game. It really has. And it's just, You got Paul George saying like, oh, he's going to stop the podcast and really focus on the rest of the season. And then he gets injured 8 games right after that. Paul George is a bum. I got to be honest. He's a bum. And did I believe that he would honestly flip a switch and honestly like play great with Joel Embiid and Tyrese Maxey? I did. I thought so. I thought he would actually save his career coming here to Philadelphia. But no. This might be a worse signing in Philly sports than Nnamdi Asomugha. Like, that's how bad this is. Or DeMarco Murray. I mean, this is just bad, dude. This is horrible. Or even Andrew Bynum, a Sixer. I mean, that was crazy too. That was a depressing time as well. That was a very depressing time as a Sixers fan as well. Yeah. I'm very happy that this nightmare is over. Dobbins, I agree with you, man. I agree with you 100%. It's been a nightmare. As I said before, it's like stabbing your eyeballs. That's what it was like watching this Sixers team. I only watched a few amount of games. And actually, I probably watched the least amount of games ever. Ever. And now I have a TV in my room. This is the first, probably one of the first years. Well, actually, this time I have cable. Not cable, but I have YouTube TV. And I could watch the Sixers games. This was the first season I could do it. And I thought to myself, oh, this can make me watch every game every single night. That didn't happen. Didn't happen because the product that I was watching wasn't a good product. I wasn't entertained. Was not entertained. As a former basketball player, I was not entertained. As a basketball fan, I was not entertained. So, yeah. It's just this offseason. I know Embiid just got his surgery, and they're going to evaluate him to the point like where, okay, the doctors are going to be like, all right, is he medically cleared to play again? If he's not, we have to medically retire him. And honestly, as Sixers fans, we should all hope that he has to medically retire. Now, I don't wish injuries on nobody. I don't. But for the best thing for the franchise, just know if he gets cleared to play again, he's going to get injured again. It's going to happen. I've said this many times. And I'm dead serious. It's a joke and then a half not a joke. Embiid is as fragile as an iPhone without a case. Without a case. Not even a screen protector. He's that fragile. So that's the thing with Joel Embiid. So he's going to get injured again. They got to do what, Dennis would say this best, and I'll do this since he is not here. We honestly have Derek Ming or Yao Rose, as he was saying. So Yao Ming / Derek Rose. That's what it's like. A guy who had so much potential. Unfortunately, injury kind of ruined it. But the difference is, with Yao Ming and Derrick Rose, those guys were respected. Embiid, though, it's a different story. Embiid is like no other player. He's just a nutcase in general. And it's drama. He's a baby. And I was such a huge fan of him. I think I talked about it one of our first episodes. I was such a huge fan of Joel Embiid. And I was one of his biggest protectors. I always had his back. Always had his back. And it was just so frustrating to see him not have the people who rooted for him, for Joel Embiid to have our backs. Now, I've done this with other players like Jalen Hurts. He had my back. He's had a bunch of Eagles fans who were Jalen Hurts believers, because that's what I was. I was a Jalen Hurts believer when Carson Wentz really started screwing up. And I know I'm talking about a different sport, but I'm going to connect it back. I believed in Jalen Hurts, though. I was like, you know what? Put in Jalen Hurts, put in the kid. I believe in this guy. I believe in him. I like his confidence. And with Joel Embiid, I believed in his confidence, because there were some great times with Joel Embiid. There were some amazing times. I mean, think about it. Him with the mask, the phantom of the process. I mean, that was a cool moment. When he did that crazy time where Ben Simmons behind the back pass. And that's another thing too with having Ben Simmons as well. And you have these two guys with Ben Simmons and Embiid, and you think to yourself, oh my gosh, you got the next Kobe and Shaq. And it's like cocaine and crack. That's what it's like. It's just, it's horrible. It really is just, they're going to make a movie out of this. I think the Sixers in general. And honestly, you don't even need to make a movie about it. You just kind of put like 10 minutes of a clip just back and forth of a dumpster on fire, and that would be the movie. Just saying. But yeah, there were some good moments. I mean, that behind the back pass by Ben Simmons in the playoffs, and B with the slams it on a Celtics player. I mean, that was awesome. You had Embiid a couple years ago, that buzzer beater shot that he had against the Raptors. That was crazy. And B had some good moments. But when it came down to it, though, when we needed him to win in the playoffs, he froze up. He choked. He really did. I mean, if you think about it, too, that series against the Raptors in 2019 where Kawhi had the Kawhi shot, and B took, I believe, that game more than 7 threes. But this was like, these threes were like he was just chucking it. He was chucking it because Brett Brown was like, yeah, Embiid, chuck it. He was fine with him doing that, which Doc wasn't fine with him doing that. Nick Nurse, I don't think he was, well, honestly, Embiid doesn't really chuck it anymore like he used to. But yeah, Brett Brown was like, yeah, I'm going to tolerate it. It's fine. He can do that. And that's what was really frustrating back then. I remember getting pissed off when we could have got some 2 points. And think about it. We only lost to the Raptors by, I think, either 2 or 1 point. And it was that stupid shot that they didn't even call travel, where it was the biggest travel I've ever seen in history. But that, honestly, that play there that happened, where Kawhi Leonard held the ball like that and then dribbled and made that shot, that honestly sums up the luck of the Philadelphia 76ers. That right there is the pinpoint and the story of it all. It really is. I mean, that's still one of the main things that I probably will never get over. Now, I know you probably hear all the time, like, oh, well, the NBA doesn't call travels. The NBA has been calling travels way more than they used to. And also now in college basketball, they're not calling travels either. But for us to have that kind of play happen, and then also, like, just, I mean, Embiid to miss a bunch of threes that game that happened. He wasn't as confident as he was now with making threes. I mean, obviously, he worked on his game, worked on a three-point shot. But yeah, it's just it's sad. It is very sad. But the good thing is, though, I mean, this offseason, we got a lot to think about. And maybe the ping pong ball goes our way and we get somebody to help us to get out of this funk, to get out of this depression. Do we get Cooper Flag? Do we get Ace Bailey? Ron Harper's kid? I don't know. I hope so. Do we even get the guy from Florida, Clayton? That'd be cool. But we would have too many point guards because we got Maxey, we got McCain. Those are your two guys you focus on. Because Embiid, it's over. It's over. The problem is, though, with the Sixers, though, they don't really think it's over with Embiid. They're delusional right now. And they're punishing the franchise. They're punishing us as fans right now by letting Embiid stay here. And they punished us all last season by giving him that contract, that unreal, just awful, like not needed, unnecessary, didn't deserve it contract. And what I mean by that is, and people are like, oh, well, Embiid's one of the best players in the league when he's healthy. You don't give a guy that kind of money, that kind of contract for 3 years when he has been sidelined. Get this. This is crazy stat. I don't know the exact number, but if you search it up, Carmelo Anthony has played more games from 2014 to right now than Joel Embiid has played right now. And Carmelo Anthony retired 2 years ago. I think 2 or 3 years ago. If you defend Joel Embiid, there's something mentally wrong with you. I was one of those people. I was. But then I woke up and realized that the man doesn't care about us. The man thinks that he represents the city. The man thinks that he's the king of this city. You're not the king of this city. Jalen Hurts is the king of this city. He's actually proven something. You've just complained about other players and about the organization, which I don't blame you on that. But it's just like, dude, no one's falling for your crap anymore. No one's falling for your crap anymore, Joel. No one is. And it's funny because I was at a St. Joe's basketball game this year. And this was a couple weeks after Joel Embiid was pretty much announced as being injured for the rest of the season. And there were people freaking out, getting pictures with him and everything like that. What did I do? Didn't go anywhere near him. Did I make an effort to go see him? No. Could I have went to go see him? Yeah. I definitely could have. But no, I didn't. I didn't want to approach him. He was with his son. Didn't really want to bother him. Because honestly, I probably would have cursed him out. So it's frustrating as a basketball fan. It's been a frustrating life being a Sixers fan. Definitely has. Am I going to give up? No, I'm not going to give up on it. Always going to be a Sixers fan, but this organization seems like they want to give up on us. They don't want to do what's best for us. That's what I honestly think. But enough with all the sad, pissed off talk. I do want to thank you guys for, even though this was a disappointing, honestly, one of the worst seasons I've ever witnessed as a Sixers fan ever. I want to thank you guys for viewing this and taking the time, especially in a horrible season like we're having. And hopefully this kind of made you feel a little better about watching or wasting your time with the Sixers, or maybe this is just a place for you to rant like I do if you're on strike, like I pretty much am with the Sixers. So I appreciate it. I definitely do. It means the world. We will be coming back with a better show next year. We'll have some guests. We're trying to work on some guests maybe in the off season. So maybe we'll interview some players, maybe some people who were involved with the organization as well. So yeah, but I appreciate you guys. And this has been, as I said before, depressing, but it's been fun though. It's been fun. I've loved seeing the comments section and reacting to comments. And it's just crazy. I think that this team, though, is going from last year to putting up a really good series against the New York Knicks. What I mean by good series is, we lost, I think, 3-2 in that series, but it was competitive. But really, I think if we were all healthy this season, we would have probably been in the play-in tournament. And maybe we would have got in. You never know. But not even close. You're not going to get in if you're 24-58. Now, if they'd expand that in the future, that's just crap. I mean, a 24-58 team should never make the playoffs. Like, time for us to go to Cancun. Like, face it. As I said before, I appreciate you guys so much. And I'm not going to take too much more time. Dennis also appreciates you guys as well. He is very sad he couldn't make it. A little bit of emergency that kind of popped up. I mean, sometimes you gotta deal with stuff that life throws at you sometimes. So unfortunately, he couldn't make it. But as I said before, I appreciate you guys, and I'm excited for season 2 next season. Sixers post games. We're gonna do it more frequently as well, and hopefully it'll be a better season. And hopefully, we have a draft pick that we will be excited for, that we will think that will bring us back to the postseason once again. But this was KJ McCoy signing out, ringing the bell for one last time. I'll see you guys. Go Sixers, even though we suck. We suck. Thank you, guys. That's all, folks.
104, 7 seconds to play.
We're going to be talking basketball.
Dishes it to Barkley, who somehow finds daylight.